Students, how are you? Prep 2. Today we'll solve questions from Master book. Explain lesson number 6 in geometric. Continue the isosceles triangle. We know isosceles triangle has two sides equal lengths and the measure of angles in two bases are equality. Now we talk about the inverse about this properties. Look with me about line segment B. The straight line L perpendicular to AP is the point C. And C is the midpoint of AP. We called here the straight line L axis of line of the segment. The axis of symmetry of line segment is perpendicular the straight line passing through the midpoint. Again, the axis of symmetry of line segment AP is perpendicular. It will be perpendicular and bisect line segment AB in two parts equality in the lengths. AC equals CP. Okay. We have also properties here. Carry one. A point to the axis of symmetry of line segment is equidistant from its terminals. Point D lies in straight line L perpendicular to AB. L here lies symmetry of AB, since the distance between D and A equivalent the distance between D and B. DA equivalent to DB. Okay, then if the straight line L is axis symmetry of AB, D belonging to the straight line L, then DA equivalent to DB. Then we have here isosceles triangle. Okay, look at with me about right himself. Number one, in the given figure here, straight line L is an axis symmetry of AB. If D and C belong to the straight line L, D and C belong to straight line L here, find the value of x and y. Okay, first step, L perpendicular to PA and D is the midpoint of PA, then the straight line L line symmetry of PA. And such that C belong to the straight line L, then the distance between C and P equivalent the distance between C and A, and C equivalent to CA. So y power 2 equivalent to 25. The value of y here, square root of 25 is 5 centimeter. Okay. First step, we have here y power 2 is 25. Then the value y will be 5 centimeter. Square root of 25, it will be positive or negative, but we must write positive only. Don't write negative, because the line segment must be positive, not negative. And also the length between BD equals the length between D and A. BD equal to DA. Then 6x minus 9 equivalent to x power 2. We can solve this equation. Move 6x and negative 9 by the inverse sign here. Then we can write x power 2 subtract by 6x plus 9 equals 0. And then you can factorize this expression by two factors. X power 2 equivalent x by x, and we want two digits, product of them equal 9 and sum of them equal 6, 3 by 3, and negative and negative. Then it's a perfect square. Okay, right here 3 and 3, negative and negative. Then we have x minus 3 all power 2 equals 0. Then you can write x minus 3 equal 0. Then the value of x equal 3. Okay, x equal 3. So the value of x 3 and value of y is 5. Y equal 5 centimeter and x equal 3 centimeter. Early number 2, any point. The inverse about property number 1. Okay, if any point like point D, look at here, any point that is equidistant from the terminals of line segment lines on the axis symmetry of the line segment. If we have DA equivalent to DB, then L will be the line symmetry of line segment AB. So we have D equivalent to DB, then we have isosceles triangle, and also L here line symmetry. Bisect AP as a point C. C here would be the midpoint of AP. Then, if the given here, if the line straight line L is the axis of symmetry of AP, D equivalent to DB, and D belonging to L. Okay. Look at next question. Try it yourself. Number 2. Look at here. In the given figure, DB intersection by EC at the point M, we have equivalent to AD, CB equal CD, CP equal CD. Prove that M is the midpoint of BD. Okay, we have here CD equivalent to CP, the first triangle, CDB, then here will be is in the midpoint, and CM will be perpendicular to BD because C belonging to the straight line EC, and also E belonging to straight line EC, and ED equivalent to EP. We can prove that about M is the midpoint of BD. Look at with me about two triangles. If you pay attention about greater two triangles here, like this triangle and the other triangle up and down here and here, like this. Look at here, we have E, D, C, B. We can congruent two triangles. Look at this first triangle and second triangle, ADC and P or APC. DC equal to BC and AD equal to AP, and AC is the common sides between them. Then the two triangles will be congruent. Then we can prove that this angle equivalent this angle, and angle here equivalent angle here. Okay, and also we can prove that again two triangles smaller here congruent, DCM and BCM, they are equivalent about MB and MD, then M is line segment. Understood? Okay, listen to me about properties such that in two triangles ADC and APC, such that DC equal to PC and EP equal AD, and we have AC is a common side. Then the triangle ADC is congruent to triangle APC. Two triangles will be congruent. Then measure of angle here DCA, I will put here angle 1 and angle 2. Then measure of angle 1 equal measure of angle 2. Okay, then I will now prove that two triangles here congruent. To prove that MD equal MB, I will prove that two triangles congruent. How? We have two sides, I included angle this side equivalent this side. Then N two triangles DCM and BCM, this triangle and this triangle. Okay, I will prove that two triangles here congruent. In two triangles here we have DC equal PC, okay, and MC is a common side. This side length common between them. MC is a common side. And also we have measure of angle 1 equal measure of angle 2. Okay, measure of angle 1 equal measure of angle 2. Then two triangles here will be congruent. Then triangle DCM, this triangle is congruent with this triangle BCM, and then MD equal MB. MD will be equal to MB. So M is the line between the midpoint between D and B. Okay. Okay. Is the midpoint of DB. Understood? First, we prove the greater triangle ADC and PCA, they are congruent because we have three sides interference about side, side, side. It's the first condition. And the second two triangles here, DMC and BNC, congruent. The second condition about two side including angle, side, angle, side. It's second condition. They are congruent. Then MT will be equal to MB, so M is the midpoint of BD. Okay, next question. Let's try itself. Number 2, number 3. Now we'll explain properties about axis of symmetry in isosceles triangle. The axis of symmetry in isosceles triangle is a straight line passing through the vertex of the triangle perpendicular to the base. طيب يعني ايه يا ولاد الكلام ده؟ لو عندنا هنا ستريت لاين اللي هو الاكسس سيمتري موجود، شفتوا ايه؟ بيعمل بايسكت للانجل اللي هي الفيرتكس اللي فوق. طبعا لازم تاخد بالك ان اكسس سيمتري اسوس تراينجل بيكون بايسكت للفيرتكس لانه اصلا بيكون بيربنديكولار تو ذا بيس. انت فاهم؟ بص تاني، لما يبقى عندي اسوس تراينجل، لما يبقى عندي اسوس تراينجل وفي ستريت لاين بيربنديكولار تو ذا بيس وبايسكت للبيس، ده اصلا اسمه ايه؟ لاين اكسس سيمتري. طب يعمل ايه؟ بيعمل بايسكت للايه؟ للانجل اللي هي الفيرتكس. يبقى بايسكت للفيرتكس اللي عندك، بيقسم الفيرتكس دي لتو انجلز ايكواليتي. تمام؟ هما 3 كونديشنز معانا. كونديشن نمبر 1. طب كونديشن نمبر 2 تعال نوضحها. هنا median of isosceles triangle drawn from the vertex bisects vertex angle and is perpendicular to the base. لما يبقى عندك median، ايه هو الميديان يا مستر؟ الميديان عبارة عن line segment joined between the vertex and perpendicular to the and the mid or midpoint passing through the vertex and to the midpoint of the opposite sides. يعني البي دي اسمه median. طب الميديان بيعمل ايه؟ طالما هو median بيعمل 2 condition. اسمع معايا كده الاسلوب عشان ألخصهولك تبقى سهلة، ركز معايا. الفكرة عندنا لو عندنا ميديان يا مستر، يعني ايه ميديان؟ الميديان عبارة عن line segment joined between the vertex and the midpoint of the opposite sides. زي ده مثلا ال AM. لما يكون عندك isosceles triangle وفي ميديان بيعمل ايه؟ ها؟ 2 condition. بيعمل حالتين، ايه هما؟ bisect للفيرتكس وبربنديكولار تو ذا بيس. بيعمل bisect للفيرتكس وبربنديكولار تو ذا بيس. ده مين؟ الميديان. طب الحالة التانية البايسكتور بقى، لو في عندك بايسكتور للفيرتكس، في بايسكتور للفيرتكس اللي فوق والتراينجل بيبقى ايسوسيلس، بيبقى ايه يا مستر؟ بيربنديكولار تو ذا بيس. وايه كمان؟ بايسكت ذا بيس. بيعمل بايسكت ذا بيس، بيقسم البيس اللي عندك وبيكون بيربنديكولار عليها. ده حاله ايه؟ البايسكتور الموجود. ذا بايسكتور او ذا فيرتكس انجل اوف ان ايسوسيلس تراينجل بايسكت ذا بيس and will be perpendicular to it. Number 3 straight line drawn from the vertex of a triangle perpendicular to the base. لو عندي هنا perpendicular بالمنظر ده، هنا ستريت لاين كان بيربنديكولار تو ذا بيس، بيعمل ايه يا مستر؟ في الايسوس تراينجل اول ستيب بايسكت ذا فيرتكس into equality angles and bisect the base into side are equal lengths. مفهوم كده؟ question try yourself number 3. here he won't find measure of angle DAB. DAB عايزين نجيب الانجل اللي فوق هنا. يبقى مستر ده سؤال بسيط. طب هنثبته ازاي؟ طبعا احنا عندنا هنا ال E perpendicular to BC. خلينا اكتب لك البروف هنا نقول such that in triangle A BC AA perpendicular to BC. تمام كده، هو كان perpendicular والتراينجل اللي عندي هنا isosceles، يعني نقول AB was equal to AC. then لاحظ ان ال AE bisects angle A، بيقسم الانجل اللي عندي اللي هي الانجل A اللي فوق. measure of angle BAE equal measure of angle CAE. It will be 30 degree. So first, number one, solution about angle DAB. DAB, it will be 30 degree. Then measure of angle DAB equals 30 degree. Type. Then number two, we want to find measure of angle BDE. BDE. Okay, I will cancel this to complete number two about solution. Okay, here he won't find this angle. Now we can prove that in this triangle. In this triangle down T or BDC, we have DC is equal to DB. Then, and also he gave us DE perpendicular to, such that DE was perpendicular to BC. Then the ray DE will be bisects angle D. Okay, then measure of angle BDE equal half of, he give us this angle 80 or not, all angle here 80, angle BDC 80, we can divide it by 2, BDC equal 40 degree, half of 80 equal 40 degrees, number 2. Number 3, find the measure of angle ACD. He won't find this angle here. Okay, we can find this angle from angle ACD. Here I found now this angle 40 degree and this angle 30 degree. We can collect together and the result subtract from 180 because supplementary angle in any triangle equal 180 degree. Then we can explain this in this triangle by right hand side ADC. In this triangle we have measure of angle DAC was equal 30 degree and measure of angle CDA, this angle CDA equal 40 degree. I prove that now. Then we can find measure of angle C in this triangle, right? 180 subtract sum of 30 and 40 equal 110 degree. Number 4, find the length of PE. It will be equivalent to EC because we prove that now. DE perpendicular to BC and it will be the midpoint because DE perpendicular to the base. Then we can prove that in triangle DBC we have DE was perpendicular to BC and we have isosceles triangle DB equivalent to DC, so E is the midpoint of BC. It's the midpoint of BC. Then BE equal EEC equal EC equal 4 centimeter. Number 5, AC. I want to find the length of EC in this triangle. Right here we have right angle triangle. This angle 30 degree and this 90. Then we can find the length of hypotenuse. In triangle AEC, okay, measure of angle E equal 90 degree. Then and also measure of angle A 30 degree. Then the line segment EC is hypotenuse twice the side length which opposite 30 degree, 60 degree now. Okay, then EC half of AC, AC twice of EC. Then EC equal 2 times 4 equal 8 centimeter. Next question, number 6. He won't find the perimeter of triangle ABC. This triangle, we can collect all sides. We found here this isosceles triangle. This side length I found it had now 8 centimeter from right angle triangle here, 30 60 degree, 80, and this 40, and this 44, and this 8 also, because isosceles. Then this triangle convert from isosceles to triangle here will be a collateral triangle, because we have angle 30 degree and isosceles. If we have angle 60 degree and isosceles triangle, this triangle converted from isosceles to equilateral triangle. So the parameter will be equal 8 times 3, 8 plus 8 plus 8 equal 24 centimeter. See question number 6. Okay, complete with me. Next question, try it yourself. Number 4. In the given figure, look at here, AP equivalent to AC equal 10 centimeter, AB equal AC. We have a small isosceles triangle down here. Prove that. We want to prove that DB equal DC. We can prove that two triangles congruent. How is this? By prove that two triangles congruent. How? He gave us this information. Two straight lines are equal in the first triangle, then the measure of two angles are equivalent. Measure of angle B equal measure of angle C. And he gave us EB. Look at here. EB also equal AC. E and C lies in the straight line ED, and EB equal AC and EB equal AC. Then A and E lies in the line symmetry of this triangle. Then ED will be perpendicular to AC. The measure of angle D equal 90 degree. Okay, then we have right angle triangle, and he write if C is 12 centimeter, we can write the line segment here BD half of 12 equals 6 centimeter. BD will be 6. The length of BD 6, and length AD we can find it from Pythagoras theorem. 10 power 2 subtract by 6 power 2. The result will be by square root equal 8 centimeter. AD will be 8 centimeters. Then we can prove that first, such that AB equal to AC, and also EB equal to EC in this triangle, and E and A pointing to straight line ED. Then ED is line of symmetry, line of symmetry of this triangle. Then ED will be perpendicular to BC. It will be perpendicular to the base. Then D is the midpoint of BC. It's the midpoint of BC. Okay. So BD will be half of BC equal 6 centimeters. Then we have right angle triangle here. We can find the length of AD from Pythagoras theorem. We found here this 6 centimeter because he gave us in the example BC was 12, and we can find AD Pythagoras theorem. AD power 2 equal BD power 2 subtract by AP power 2. We can write 10 power 2 to be 100 subtract by 36 equals 64. Then ED equals 8 centimeter. Square root of 64 equal 8 centimeter. Okay. Let's prove about this question. 30 60 90 triangle. If we have right angle triangle like this, then the length of CB will be half hypotenuse, half of AC. Okay. You can know also this rules here. If we have 30 60, this side will be half of x. This x will be half of x. We call it right 30 60 triangle. Okay, this question was famous also all days, come in the exam. Okay, this question he won't find as a value of x. Look at here where x give us this information. AC equal to x plus 5. AC 2x plus 5. And measure of angle is 30 degree, and he won't find the value of x in this example. And also DE was 7 centimeter. DE 7 centimeter. Okay, I will write the relation between them to find the answer. First step here, we can work at the first triangle, right angle triangle down, EBD. Okay, look at this triangle, right angle triangle down here. such that in triangle BDE, measure of angle B is 90 degree, and measure angle E 30 degree, then DB half of DE. Okay, DB half of DE. It's relation number 1. And in second triangle up, we have right angle triangle also here like this. This triangle CBE, and we have median here. BD is a median, such that right in this triangle EBC, measure of angle B was 90 degree, and D is the midpoint of AC. Then we have the rule BD will be half of AC. Okay, it's relation number 2 from 1 and 2. Then DB will be equal to BD. This line segment BD here equivalent, left hand side equal left hand side, then right hand side equal right hand side, then DE equal to AC, then DE equal to AC. You can put the numbers here from the equation. He give us AC was 2x plus 5, and DE also equals 7 plus 5. Then we can solve it. X subtract from 2x, it will be x, and 7 minus 5 equal 2. Then the value of x here equal 2. Okay, so that's question here about try to resolve number 5. Now next question here, you can complete it from the lesson. The axis of symmetry line segment is perpendicular at this side, basically in the 1 point. You can review all questions, and also I solve from your book, the main book from school. Okay, all the questions here I solved it, and this also like this. You can try to solve it. Okay, if you found any problems, tell me. I will solve these questions in next time. Okay, goodbye.